Look at that. Alright, she is... Whoa, nice. We strafed it kind of on the edges there, but it looks like we got some decent hits. Maybe... Oh, there's actually some underhull hits, so... I saw we had like 3 hits topside. Yeah, there's 1 hit there. Maybe the other hits I saw were also counting... Oh, there's 1 hit here. Hey everyone, it's Ride1940 here. Welcome back to our Sea Power playthrough of the Pacific Strike campaign. This is now with the task force mode. You can see our task group 77.3 here. We got Preble as the flagship. We've got the Fife, the Badger, and the Nox. These two are both Nox class frigates. One's an earlier loadout one, and one's a newer loadout, so it's got the phalanx. Both of them actually have towed arrays now. Fife has a towed array, and Preble's going to be our air warfare vessel, and that's why she's the flagship. She'll be at the center. We can actually, if I remember correctly, we should be able to, there we go to formations, and we can manipulate the formation however we see fit. For the moment, I think we're just going to kind of keep things pretty close and tight. We can judge if we need to spread stuff out on once we get into the mission here. So this is the first mission. If we win this, we get 10 points. I believe there's a rearm after this. Okay, so we've got the attack on Okinawa. We've got to fight off. We've got a commando force coming in. They're going to try to land at this island. We must stop them. There's a PLN strike force coming down. I think they have a Soviet as a commando force there. So no submarine threats are anticipated, and some air units may sortie to cover the commando force. So we must destroy that strike group and the very specific Bishu Maru number 18. Alright, well, first thing I like to do is double check our aircraft. Ooh, well, this is really neat. Pacific Strike raid on Okinawa, June 26, 1985. Destroy the warship strike group, and then Preble must survive, and then we'll take out the commando force. Alright, yeah, first thing I like to do is make sure that our aircraft got their radars going so we know that we're going to spot stuff. You can see here, obviously, with the picture, there are a lot of things going on. I believe that briefing also warned us of an AGI that might be nearby. Let's double check that. I thought I read that somewhere. There we go. Okay. We have played this mission in the past. This used to be on the workshop. Now it's fully implemented into the game, obviously, with this task force. The creator, Ian, is now part of the Sea Power team. And so, since we played it, I'm sure it's going to be different. Obviously, things do look different, and there's been a lot of inclusion of new vessels and aircraft and stuff that I don't think were around when the first iteration of this came about. So it'll be cool to see. I know all the fishing boats and stuff were new. We got some hostile contacts coming in here. Grisha's been identified. Another cool thing with the updates that happened on July 4th is a lot of the sonar changes were implemented and into the base game, and now we can actually stream our towed array, and we're going to go ahead and use this for surface warfare. So we'll put this above the layer and we'll deploy it. We'll do the same with Fife. Now the reason I'm doing that is we're not anticipating any submarine threats, but obviously surface ships sit on top of the surface layer, and so we're going to hopefully have that out there to help us identify these contacts around us. Now we're picking them up with sonar, so eventually over time we should be able to classify these things, I believe. And then you can see, we're classifying these as hostiles, and we've got sonar contact with them. So this is very, very, very useful. Obviously we classified that as a contact, a hostile, based off our sonar. See who's actually picking them up. Maybe it might be the Fife. Yeah, so all these guys are picking them up with their sonars. So the ability to use sonar and pick up vessels, and basically everything is detectable by everything else in terms of sonar. So sonar can pick up the aircraft, it can pick up ships, sonobuoys can pick up ships, tails can pick up the ships, the hull mounted can pick up ships and sonars, or ships and aircraft as well. So that allows you to play a bit more realistically, because surface warfare, you think about it just using radars and stuff. I don't like that at all. But sonar is a huge part of that as well, because it's a passive way that we can identify what's out there. And you can see that play out right now. We have some aircraft coming in. I don't like that. Pretty low altitude, and they're going kind of fast. I don't anticipate a formation of civilian planes flying at like 1,000 feet, 550 knots, direct line towards us. So I'm going to call this guy as hostile, and that's going to make me want to check my settings for my radar. So I want everybody to actually have their air search radars on. We can use a control shift alpha. There we go. So whole formation should have their radar air search on. Let's do surface search. We'll do control shift S. So there we go. So they're all good. And now the main thing is, remember, Preble is our air warfare guy, so we want to make sure he's weapons free, and that's going to allow him to attack the surface vessels, or the incoming aircraft that are hostile. If you have them on weapons tight, and we know they're hostile, these ships won't fire at the aircraft until they actually drop their weapons. So you want to make sure that we try to shoot them down before they drop their weapons, because that's a big deal. So everybody's on free. We're all good there. And we got some trawlers identified here. See, these are the new ships, and the different types make it so cool, because this is just how it is out in the open ocean. In fact, we can hit Z. We've got the binos now, which is like one of my favorite things in this game. We can take a look here and see what's out there. So we're kind of in close formation. It looks like these guys, we're going to have a problem here. The bridge team would be rapidly doing CPA calculations to figure out how this crossing is going to go. If this was normal sailing, they would have the right of way, because we're on their port side. But this is war, and we're on a mission right now to go save these guys from having Okinawa invaded. All right, we want to keep eyes on this right now, because we got to make sure these jets don't come towards the maritime patrol aircraft, this Japanese P3. We're obviously going to want to use this to take out that merchant. If we can use her Mark 82s to do that, that'd be good, because then we'll have some ASMs to use against some of the other contacts out there. The Grishas I'm not too worried about. I think they've got a small SAM system on them that is like 5 nautical miles or 5.4 or something like that. 5.4. So what we will do is we will pull that out to 5.4, and we'll do that again for this guy. And the reason we're doing that is because I am very bad at remembering these things. So if I go and do something else and I fly my P3 around here to bomb this guy, and these rings aren't here to remind me, like, yo, these guys have missiles, I will inadvertently fly into them and we will lose that P3. So if you are forgetful like me, draw your circles. All right, now we've got this identified as a caching class. So these guys have the I think they're essentially the SA2s that are like navalized. SAN1s here. So 14 nautical miles. Not really anything else that's going to harm us. In fact, our SM1s will outrange these guys. Don't know what that is, but that's a medium echo, so I'm guessing it's another destroyer type vessel. We got a meager one here and a medium one here, so maybe a frigate or destroyer. Meager is probably I don't know, like a missile boat or something. But they are going 25 knots as well, same course. So these guys, I'm guessing, are hostile. Yeah, this other contact here we can say is hostile, going the same course and speed as this guy. That's probably a merchant. We got a lot of these merchants identified. Ooh, this is a Soviet flagged vessel. All right, let's take a look with our binos here. So he's off to the port side. I don't know if we see him yet. 7.9. It's roughly that direction. Nope, not seeing him at all. It's kind of hazy out. Oh well, we'll take a look. This is a Japanese trawlers. We're not worried about that. In fact, after the air attack, we'll launch, probably launch a helicopter to go investigate these guys quickly and see if there's a trawler amongst them that is an intelligence vessel. Okay, well, we will pick this up when the missiles start flying. We're basically, the next thing that's going to happen here is task group 77.3 is going to be attacked by aircraft. Depending on how that goes, we'll see if the enemy fires a missile salvo. In fact, actually, we can do that now. We can take care of this. Try to take care of that cache that's out there. Oh, that's a cannon. Let's take a look at them. Oops, I did not want to do that. I want to see their unit reference because I want to know. Yeah, they've got those guys as well. So, same 16 nautical mile weapon, so we can outrange them. I guess we don't need to attack them with a harpoon. They're not going to be able to do anything to us. The issue I have, though, with not attacking them is I don't know what these guys are. And if they have anti-ship missiles, I definitely want to be able to kill them. And the way that these guys are ahead, they're providing cover for those guys, I'm guessing. And they're probably also providing cover for these guys as well. So, oops, let's take a look at this here. I'm wondering why that's that color. If you do see air contacts become unknown, maybe another one pops up or something, you have to identify it as hostile. If you do not, there's no way for your little virtual sailors to know that that's a hostile aircraft, even though it's in a formation of them, and they just won't shoot them. So make sure if you see it tick over, it'll change to like a square, a half of a square. You definitely want to call it hostile so your guys will shoot at it. Yeah. We can pop some harpoons off, I guess. I'm worried about inadvertently wasting a salvo on like these guys, but we need to fire enough to actually get through these missiles. So, oh, I got something classified as well. What else got classified? Yeah, I think we'll go for it. We'll do a salvo 4 on the cash-in and on the cannon. We'll do salvo 4 on these guys. So Preble's also got some harpoons, and then these guys also have 4 harpoons each. So we still have, what was that, 16 harpoons? There's 8 here, and then there's 4 on each of the FFs. So we're all right. Just expending all the harpoons from Fife. I wonder why that's grayed out like that. I just don't understand it. Alright, let's go around the formation one more time, make sure weapons free, and make sure our radars and stuff are on. Do not want to be caught slipping. Okay. Man, this trawler is in for a frickin' show. Holy cow. It's steaming like right through the formation as it's going to be attacked from the air, and just watching 8 harpoons go flying out of that guy over there, the Fife. I've been in situations at sea where there'll be fishermen and they just don't want to move out of the way even if they don't have the right of way, and it's really like nothing you can do about it. And I think I've told this story before on a deployment. We were like in the Gulf of Thailand, and the whole strike group was like getting refueled. So the carrier I think was on one side, we were on the other side, and the unrep ship was between us. And there's just this like small little, almost like sampan type boat just out there. I mean, there's a million fishermen, but you know, they'd move out of the way. So we were at restricted maneuvering, but this guy, whoever it was, just didn't give a shit. He would not move out of the way, and he would eventually, you know, they got to a point where like you got to break away. So we did emergency breakaway. The whole strike group went around this dude, and then we formed back up and then had to go and continue on with our unrep. There we go. That's a great start. Okay. Great start. That's pretty cool. Nice. I'm a little concerned about this guy not being red, and I'm not sure why it's like that, and I don't know what that denotes, if that's like not a good track, or it says it's like unknown, but it's not shaped like an unknown contact, so I'm not sure. It's got the question mark there. Oh, that is a group of them. Sweet. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the tracks showing up. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta call that hostile. Oh, the crashing looks really cool. The way the planes just kind of spin out and stuff and go every which way. Alright, Rim 7 is out from the Fife. Remember, that's a point defense weapon, so that's, I think, a range of like 10 nautical miles. So you don't want to... That's why we don't want like Fife to be the flagship and just call that good, because... Alright, one more left. Come on, come on. Whoa. Whoa, was that guy shooting his guns trying to shoot the missile down? That was nuts. Alright, we got, oh yeah, we got our harpoons are inbound now. Let's see how they do. Ooh, one is looking pretty good, and this guy must have already got hit, so let's pull the camera back here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see if we can get a good angle and watch the show. We got some, there we go. We wanna see these guys explode. This guy here, and then this guy here, so. Alright, one hit. Yep. Nope. Or that exploded right above him. That looked like it was shot down and crashed into the vessel. Good hit. Another hit over there. Hit. Alright, I think that was all the harpoons. Good. So cannon is now out. Cash-in is pretty toast. So that was a good salvo. I like to, for like these kind of size targets, fire off 4 harpoons at each of them. That's kind of like my benchmark of, you know, like a couple might miss or get shot down or whatever, but 1 or 2 will get through, and then 1 or 2 are usually enough to critically damage these guys, if not sink them. 2 will definitely like pretty much sink them all the time. For these meager targets, obviously you could just use 1 harpoon, and the small ones as well. Yeah, I just... Usually my standard. If it's a larger like sort of cruiser type thing, then I expect to use 8 to 10 for 1 target. If it is like the Kirov, then I expect to use like 12 or more, you know. And it really depends on the angle and how you're coming about the Kirov. But, I do believe, I think we played the old series to the point where we got to fight the Kirov, maybe. So it'd be cool to do it with a task group that we've assembled ourselves. This is such a cool mode. I mean, my goodness. Alright, these guys, don't know what they are. Okay, they're little gunboat sort of things here. So they really don't have anything that they can... And depth charge 57 mil. Yeah, we don't have to worry about them. Actually, well, I suppose we're kind of getting into the range of. Oh no, we're not. We got some time. We just got to make sure whatever we're doing, we're out of gun range, and we can wipe these guys out with 12-inch or 5-inch. Sorry. These guys are now within range, so we'll come out this way. We'll go a little lower and just do like a 3,000 feet drop, and then we'll come down this way. And I want to get, if you could imagine in flight sims when we do bombing on ships and stuff, if you come at it this way, you have a broad target, but your string of bombs is going to go through here, so you might get a couple hits. However, if you remember from like Task Force Admiral, when the AI guys are bombing the carriers, they try to line up this way because you can get a string of bombs to go down the whole deck. And you know, this plane carries 8 bombs. If we get all 8 Mark 82s on this thing, then that ship is going to be hurting. It's a big vessel, a lot of compartments, but it is a civilian vessel, and it's not going to be armored. So hopefully we can take it out with bombs. I would like to use the missiles. If we can't, I would like to use the missiles on other contacts. The Grishas, I don't want to waste the missiles on because, I mean, if you look at these guys, they don't have anything that we can't defeat with, you know, with the range of our 5-inch guns. So these 57 mils, you know, 4.1 nautical miles, that's nothing. These guys, anti-submarine torpedoes, not going to affect us, so we're not worried about it. At this point, oh, we found the AGI. Hello. Nox can go ahead and use the 5. Oh, did that switch? Yeah, it did switch. Okay, that's trippy. It went like back and forth like that. Sweet. So Nox is going to blow this thing out of the water. Oh man. Look at that line of vessels there. That's so cool. I've seen that. There's Fife, and we got, I think that's Preble, and that's the other Nox class that's out there. This game is just gorgeous with the graphics and the lighting effects. Look at the beams. Ooh, nice hit. And they've updated, like, when the ships sink, they'll, if the lighting is right, I think if it's nighttime, they'll fire off flares and stuff. I think I've even seen them do it in daytime. It's just so cool. There's all this more, or additional, like, immersive things added to the game now. That just, it's a really different game. If you haven't played this since it launched, like, you're really missing out. It's definitely time to get back into the game. There's just so much added to it, and it's so awesome. It's come a really long way. All right, cash in. How you doing? You look like you are going under. Are you banging away on active? Yeah, I hear active sonar. Okay, we will watch the aircraft closing, lining up. Yeah, actually, Fife can, I mean, this is a proper gun line. I think all these guys are locked in range, so you got 2 guns on the Fife. Yeah. Do a drive-by shooting. Oh, so cool. You can see the muzzle flashes from the dual 5-inch mounts. Oh, nice. Now that is cool. Whoa, there we go. You saw the flares there. That is really neat. And there goes the life raft. That is really cool. All right, well, Actually, you know what? Let me pause that. Oh, that is so cool. Look at that. You can see another one coming up here. Can we see that on the... That is so neat. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that we should... We'll try to... We'll save it for the end of the video, or maybe I'll just do a separate video, but I am going to actively try to pick up survivors. But obviously we've got a lot going on still, and like a lot of active combat, so it's not time to do any of that just yet. Yeah, these guys are both the same class, so they're not a factor to us at the moment. Alright, we've got this identified. Let's take a look here. We want to see what this guy is. He got 4 of these, 12 nautical mile, or 23 nautical mile range, I should say. And they are... How far away are they? 28, so they are closing, so... Something like that, I don't think... Yeah, if we're taking a look here, they've only got guns and stuff. There's no SAM systems on board. You know, they don't even have a CWIS as far as I can tell. Oh, they've got, okay, they've got a heat-seeking missile that goes 11 nautical miles. Got 16 of them. Where is that launch out of? I'm really curious to know where that launches from. I wonder if is it like a man-pad thing, or... Interesting. Okay, well anyways, we're gonna shoot at it with missiles, so we'll find out where it's firing its SAMs from. I think for this, go with like 2 harpoons. We'll see how it goes. That's probably enough for this guy, actually. We'll do this guy. Use the 84 Charlies. Gauge with that. We'll do salvo 2. Effectiveness moderate. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then I think we'll fire 1 at this guy at the same time. Man, so cool seeing ships and formations fight. Freaking badass. Alright, how we doing over here? We are almost lined up. Almost lined up. That's good enough, right? So once these are taken care of, then I'm going to break my frigates off to go put in some work. I think one of the Nox guys can go up here, clean these guys up. The other Nox can go out this way and take on the Grishas. And then we can actually... Yeah, we can do that. We'll have another... We'll have Preble probably go pick up the trawler guys. I think that works, yeah. Alright, let's do a quick sanity check around the map. Make sure we're not missing anything. Nothing is sneaking up on us. It is so cool that you can just hit tab and go pop in and out of that. That's nice. Alright, how we doing? Hopefully this thing just sails over these little gunboats. We'll take a look. Yep. That's what we want. Good. Ooh, somebody's firing there. Not happy. Man, this thing is skimming at 15 freaking feet. You can see the difference between the Alpha at 50 feet and then the Charlie at 15. That is tucked in. Oh, looks like everybody's going for the frigate back there. Just too big. Oh, that is, yeah, it is a really small boat, so makes sense. That's all right. We got. Oh, spoofed by defensive jamming. Come on, baby. right. There we go. And nice. Zoom out. And the hit effects are so good. Let's see if we get one more hit on board. Sea skimmers. Look at that harpoon coming in. Look at that. Oh, absolutely demolished. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Those kind of size vessels, 2 harpoons, you're gonna get it. All right. We got one little guy left. I don't know what that is. It looks like a missile boat. It's going pretty fast, I think. Yeah. Accelerating right now. Okay. It is time. Now we need to. We'll wait for this guy to sink, and then we'll fire another harpoon over at this guy, whatever this missile boat is. I can't split my forces off because I don't trust that these guys with these point defense weapons are going to be able to defend against whatever missile's going to be shot at them from that missile boat. So we're going to rely on the Preble to cover us. And they've got a limited range of, like 45 miles or something. But that is in like optimal conditions. When you have low altitude missiles, obviously the range of the interceptor is going to be lowered. So you can be in a situation if you got vessels ahead of you, maybe like 10 nautical miles ahead of you, and they get engaged by an ASM that's sea skimming, that Preble might not even be able to see it and can't engage and help cover. So it'd just be kind of a dangerous situation for the vessels that you thrown up front. So for now, we got to kind of hold them tight, and we'll see what goes on. Actually, we figured out what it is. All right, it's a Heku type 2-4. So they've got 23.6 nautical miles. So we are probably really close to that range. Yeah, okay, so they're about to fire. We've got some Charlies left, so let's fire. Oh, we gotta wait for that because they're reloading, so we'll rely on this guy to fire a single shot. And I'm sure we'll speed this up. I'm sure that this guy is gonna fire. They know where we're at. Well, they should know where we're at. Ooh, this guy must be like so close to these dudes. Look at that. Flinging right past them. Sorry, we got more dangerous vessels out there we need to handle. Those gunboats are going to be light work. That's just a little missile boat. Okay, it is going for that and not the frigate. That's okay. The frigate's mostly sunk now, just a little bit of the stern's coming out of the water. We should be able to see this. Oh, there they go. Just missed sinking them. I knew it. I knew we were really close. But 2 missiles, that's nothing. Preble's going to be able to take care of that, and all the RIM 7s that the other guys have should be able to do it. Although one of them's got a phalanx instead of a RIM 7. Yep. Demolished. There we go. Alright, missiles out. So now it's our turn to receive a salvo. We're going to see what we can do. Everybody's on weapons free. They got their radars going. Once they figure out... Oh, actually, I wanted to pause this and show you guys. I think you want to make sure, depending on what you want... I've got this turned on. I think it's off by default with the new patch. So we require the search sensor for the engagement, so you can't... I think it means like you wouldn't... If the crews wouldn't be able to identify that thing coming in, they're not going to be able to shoot at it. So you do need to be able to see it coming inbound first. Alright, Preble is doing her job. Look at this ship. This is a very pretty model. Oh, Fife is now defending herself with the Rim 7s. I mean, these missiles are great. I mean, yeah, they're going like, you know, 1400 knots. They are very fast interceptors. They close, you know, the engagement ranges are pretty short, like 10 nautical miles, but if you can get aligned quick enough and shoot out some Rim 7s, they're really good at intercepting. All right, time to split the forces up now. So we're gonna go, we cleaned up these guys. Oh, what am I doing? We need to finish these guys off first. So they're loitering. Let's have them drop bombs. Well, what was that about? That was like red. Oh yeah, we're not in range, of course. Yep. See if they get in line. It's not going to be perfect. It's okay. Not going to be perfect. I want to get a shot of this. This is going to be neat. Look at that. Alright, she is... Whoa, nice. We strafed it kind of on the edges there, but it looks like we got some decent hits. Maybe... Oh, there's actually some underhull hits, so... I saw we had like 3 hits topside. Yeah, there's 1 hit there. Maybe the other hits I saw were also counting... Oh, there's 1 hit here. And then, yeah, we got some damage marks down here. Yeah, maybe we actually hit with some more bombs, so... Good. She is slowing down to hopefully 0 knots. She's dead, actually. Right? Or is she still alive? No, she's dead. She's done. So that part of the mission is a success. Well, you know what? We eliminated all these ships, so we can just use the ASMs for the Grishas now. Just fire 2 each at one. That should kill them. And then fire the other 2 at that. And while that's going on, we could have... Okay, they're firing their missiles. We'll have these guys fire their 5-inch now. Nox can go after them with their 5-inch as well. And the Badger, 5-inch as well. Preble, go pick up some trawler sailors, some spies. Alright, we've got some missiles coming inbound to the Grishas. They've got the little SAM going, and they also have, I think, yeah, they got their guns. So we'll see if 2 is enough to get through. These missiles are going 600 knots, so they're not supersonic, but they're going 35 feet. They're a little lower than the AGM 84 Alphas. Yep, they're outbound. They are locked in. Here come the SAMs. Nice. Okay, some of those SAMs missed. There's some more coming. These guys got spoofed by chaff. One of them did. I think this other one's good. He's still steaming in. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, we just need that hit. Can we get the hit? Oh, yes. Good. Oh, man, nice. Okay, that thing should be consumed with fire and go down. We'll probably want to... Alright, these guys are starting to get peppered. Nox can go flank. Yeah, these guys can go flank to engage. I want to maneuver the P3 because what I don't want is, well, it's kind of a tough spot now. You know, we actually might have to, yeah, I'll go this way, I guess. It's basically bad every way that we look at it. The first issue I had was I don't want to fire these ASMs and then hit this Grisha because it's still alive, right? But it is burning. It's probably going to go down eventually. So I wanted to go around to fire at this other Grisha. Well, there's a merchant right there, so yeah, it's possible the ASM, if we come around to fire this way, it's just going to see that as a more lucrative target and go after this bigger vessel. And then if I was to try to go maybe at this bottom angle, still you got, this might be in the field of vision for the sensor. Can't shoot at it from behind because same thing, it's either going to go for that or it might go for the damaged Grisha. So we might actually have to send the Nox out there to go deal with these guys. In fact, we can probably just maybe we'll see if if our ships shoot these guys down, sink them before. But if they don't, we can certainly fly the P3 out there to help them fire. Each fire just one ASM at them, and then they'll go down pretty quickly. But I think that our 5-inch guns are just so cool. I mean, we got the whole slew of our vessels just firing guns at targets now. It's freaking badass. Fife over there is like broadside dual guns firing at these guys. Alright, first one's gone. Okay, and then these guys are gonna shift their fire over to that. Ooh, that P3 is getting very close to that Grisha. All right, let's see if we can do a shot coming down at this one. We'll see what happens. All right, you gotta fire and get the hell out of this bubble. Okay, bail away, roll out there. Alright, they are firing SAMs. That one doesn't seem capable of firing SAMs anymore, so that's good. Oh man, oh, it's been spoofed. Damn it. The tracer colors are freaking awesome. That was also an updated feature. Okay. That's fine. We'll fire one more at him. Come around. Oh. Alright, the raiding force was sunk. Intel believes that this was an opportunity or opportunistic raid, and further action against Okinawa is unlikely in the near term. So return to Naha for expedited ammo load and refuel. Follow-on operations are imminent. Okay, so we have completed our tasks. We will continue playing. You guys can go ahead and skip out of this video if you want, but I'm going to try to go pick up all the survivors of these shipwrecks, so it's going to take a while. Actually, we'll probably just do that off camera, because I mean, it's honestly going to take a long time. Because I do want to see in this task force mode if we get any sort of benefit from doing such things. So we got Preble going there to the trawler. We're going to assign Nox to come out this way. Actually, Nox is going to come out this way, because these are still contacts that are in play. That missile was spoofed as well. Oh, no, it reacquired. Yep. Yes. Okay. Great. So they are out of weapons. I can just have them cruise at some high altitude and sit off of Okinawa. Alright, back to the planning here. So, Preble's going there. Fife we can have go full speed. Start picking up people over here. Badger can pick up these survivors. Go flank. And then we'll have Nox come out this way, full speed. And finish off the Grishas, and that should be it. We'll go and pick those people up. Let's see what the merchant here has for survivors. Fly out towards the surface here. There we go. Do we not see any life rafts? Oh, okay, there's quite a bit over here actually. Well, yeah, we'll pick this video up, I guess, when all this is done. Maybe I'll grab some clips as it's happening, but it is gonna take a while, and there's really not much that's going to happen beside that. Yeah, that is Task Group 77.3 on the way now to pick up survivors, take them back, collect intelligence and whatnot, and pull back into Okinawa. So we'll pick this up when all that is done. Alright, well, it is time to open fire on that surviving Grisha. Oh, what? There we go. Okay, and then we've got group of survivors there. The Badger and Fife are converging on. I think we'll have Badger deal with that. Fife can just blow past him really quickly. Actually come out this way. Let's beeline it to the merchant. Okay, Badger, we want to make sure we give them the command to stop. Alright, here we go. Alright, picked up all the survivors. One more. There we go, good. Alright, now we can also head down this way. Go flank speed. Nox is just punching away at Grisha. Whoa, look at this. Still alive, huh? Wow. Alright, we're out of range with that, so we won't waste any missile ammo. So, the Garcia class is kind of interesting because it actually doesn't have like rim 7s, and but it does have 2 5-inch. So I kind of like them as a cheap frigate to go do work like this. They have ASRock, they have sonar, but they don't have a tail, and like I said, they don't have missiles. But it is an interesting vessel to use for situations where you just want to break off a frigate to go sink another vessel that's kind of not armed or lightly armed. Alright, cool. Preble. Yeah, so let's take a look at these guys. Yeah, they're all servicing their aircraft still. It's going to be a while, yep. Okay, everybody is... We've basically cleaned out all these of survivors, and we'll pick up these final groups, and then we should be all set. Alright, this is the final group. We've basically picked up everybody except these guys, and so let's go ahead and come to 1/3 and just close the distance here. Come to a stop. There we go. And we should just see those guys disappear as well. And I think... There we go. Good. Got them all. Wow, that was insane. Well, now that we've done that, definitely want to see what happens when we exit the mission. Decisive victory, no losses. 256 survivors. Here we go. That was a lot of work. Hold on, I got... Always got to screenshot that. Whew, that was like an hour of collecting. Well, an hour basically for the whole mission. Tacked on another like 15 extra minutes or so just running around picking up people. But you can see here we unlocks and awards down here. These things are so cool because you can click on it and you get an actual citation. And it tells you like how you got it. And I think that is so cool. It's even got the correct people to sign it. Yeah, this is talking about us working to protect Japan. And it was awarded on certain day. So that is very cool. We're all undamaged, obviously. And we got 2 additional points. So that was a lot of work for 2 points, but I'll take it. So we got 12... we have 12 points now, plus it might be enough for another destroyer. Let's take a look. Let's go to Task Force Builder. What do we got? What do we got? Ah, we're so close. Damn, we're 1 point off. If I had that... Damn. That would have been cool to go into the second mission with another destroyer. I don't know if I want to get another frigate at this point, because like I said before the mission started, we need another ship to cover the air warfare stuff, right? Because if our Kunz class goes down, then we're kind of screwed. Yeah. What about the other nations here? Yeah, that's out of reach. This one's also 18 points, but it doesn't come with a tail, so I don't quite agree with that price being the same as the tail frigate, but that's okay. Yeah, all these guys are not that great, so... I think we're just going to have to hold off on that. But anyways, this was the raid on Okinawa. This is the Pacific Strike series. We've seen it before on the workshop, and now it has been folded into Sea Power officially with the task force mode, and it is a really fun experience. All this stuff here tracking the status of your ships, the ammunition, even the crew's proficiency, that goes up over time as well. That's so cool. Rescuing survivors actually matters now. We got points from doing that. We got these ribbons and stuff like that. So yeah, if you haven't played this, really, if you stopped playing it because you didn't like the launch of the game, like what, a year and a half or 2 years ago almost, definitely come back to it. This is a mode that you definitely want to play. And I'm happy to say that I heard from the Discord that this game mode is also coming to Strike Group Molnia campaign, which is really fun, and I can't imagine just how cool that'll be to do this sort of perspective, or do this from the Soviet perspective. So that'll be really neat to see. Anyways, if you you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Get to them as soon as possible. See you next one. Bye.